Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Níre là á sọ̀rọ̀ àtàrẹ, ojú re báyìí là á fi wowó, ojú re là á fi wọmọ tuntun, ààyè rere là á kọ́lé ọlọ́rọ̀ sí, ibi rere là á fìdí àmúkà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì rèé, orí rere ń ti rèrè, ìrere ò lórí ọ̀ràn o, àtẹ̀mí àtẹ̀yin, a ò ní rẹrù ọ̀ràn o, Elédùà yóò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, yóò fi wá sáàyè tó dára. Ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí, mo kí yín o pé ẹ tún káàbọ̀ lákọ̀tún sórí ètò yìí ètò wa, ètò àkọmọlédè Rèmídò. Ìkànnì Western Spring Television láwà yìí, ìkànnì móhùnmáwòrán ti yín níbi tá a gbé ń ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bó ti wà gangan, tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo ohun tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ kẹ́ ẹ wò, òun náà làwa ní àká níkànnì Western Spring Television. Ìkànnì àádọ́wàá rèé 190 bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ń ka òǹkà rẹ̀ ní Gẹ̀ẹ́sì lórí ìkànnì StarTimes TTT. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì rèé, ayé gbà yín o ní àwọn ojú òpó ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo tó gbajúgbajà tẹ́ ẹ ti mọ̀ bí ẹni mowó, tẹ́ ẹ fi lè tẹ̀lé wa Western Spring TV lórí ètò àkọmọlédè, gbogbo ohun tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìran Yorùbá, àṣà wọn, ẹ̀sìn wọn, ìgbàgbọ́ wọn, èrò wọn, kódà tó fi mọ́ ọgbọ́n àmúṣe àti ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ wọn la máa ń gbé yẹ̀wò lórí ètò àkọmọlédè. Ṣẹ̀wárí báyìí pé ó tó torí, ó tó wọn á jòkó tì, ó tó wọn á jòkó láti wò torí pé ẹ tún kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ lórí ètò àkọmọlédè. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ló kọ́ gbogbo àwọn ikọ̀ tá a jọ wà lórí ètò yìí àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ti dúró pé ìyá àkọmọlédè máa tó dé náà lájọ ń kíra wa o pé a tún káàbọ̀ sórí àkọ́tún ètò fún tòní gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa a tún ti dira ètò ọ̀hún fún yín lónìí kẹ́yìn ó lè gbádùn rẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ tún lè kọ́ nǹkan tuntun àmọ́ ṣáájú ohun gbogbo ó kọ́ ọmọ nìjánu ọmọ o Folúṣọ́ Òjó ló kọ̀ mi ìyá àjọ pèdèpèdè yíyá àkọmọlédè ló tún kí yín kí ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí àkọ́tún ètò àkọmọlédè Rèmídò fún tòní. Ó dá lórí ètò ọ̀hún fún tòní àkọ́kọ́ ṣe bá àti mọ́ mu lábala àkọ́kọ́ àbomi ọgbọ́n mu o lọ́dọ̀ Yẹmí Alára kó tó di pé a lọ sórí kókó ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo mú wá lónìí ṣe fẹ́ mọ̀ tí mo mú wá lónìí ó tan mọ́ ẹ̀sìn ó tan mọ́ àṣà àti ìṣe nílẹ̀ Yorùbá pabambarì rẹ̀ wá ni pé ẹ ó gbọ́ àwọn tó farasin àwọn tó pamọ́ tẹ́ ò mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ nípa ìran Yorùbá ṣùgbọ́n ká tó máa lọ sí àbẹ̀wọ̀n ẹ má gbàgbé pé àwọn ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo ló ṣílẹ̀ fún yín láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa láti tẹ̀lé wa pàápàá jùlọ ẹ jẹ́ ń gbọ́ ìmọ̀lára yín ìyá àkọmọlédè mo fẹ́ mọ ìmọ̀lára yín tẹ́ rí abala àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tó wà lábẹ́ fọ́nrán yẹn ẹ kọ nǹkan síbẹ̀ ẹ fi èrò yín síbẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká rí ẹ jẹ́ àmọ́ ó já mi lójú bẹ́ẹ̀ bá kọ́ àwa náà ò fún yín lésì ní báyìí ẹ já lọ tààràtàrà sọ́dọ̀ Yẹmí Alára ká lọ bomi ọgbọ́n mu lábala ààbọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ fún tòní.
The madman would like to carry his trade to the market. Only his people, who would be ashamed, will not allow him to do so. Ó wá ṣìwèrè kó rúgbà rẹ̀ wọjà. Àwọn aráalé rẹ̀ ni ò ní gbà fún un. Àmọ̀ràn pé ṣọ́ra láàrin àwọn èèyàn tó yí ọ ká àbáwọn ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ tán hùwà àbàjẹ́ tán hùwà àdójútì tó sì wí fún wọn tán kọ̀ jálẹ̀ tán ò gbọ́ wọn bá ti ń wù ú tó sì ń sọ fún wọn tó ń kìlọ̀ fún wọn tí wọ́n wá kọ̀ tí wọ́n láwọn ò ní jáwọ́ dákun tètè tẹsẹ̀ mọ́rìn rẹ o kó o yẹ̀bá fún wọn kán mọ́ bá a fi wá tí wọ́n yí ọ mẹ́rẹ̀ kán mọ́ bó kan rere rẹ jẹ́ toró kan rere rèé ó sàn ju wúrà ń fàdákà lọ o. Ó wá ṣìwèrè kó rúgbà rẹ̀ wọjà o àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ náà ò ní gbà fún un k'Elédùmarè ó jọ̀ọ́ kọ́kọ́ gbogbo wa mọ̀ ọ́n ṣe àmín. Yẹmí Alára ń pe àní dààmú o.
Ẹ ṣeun àjọ ní dààmú tí gbogbo wa ò sì níta aláṣẹ Elédùmarè bí ó ti mọ náà nu lábala àbọ̀rọ̀ yóò bá bọ̀ wọ́n pé àbọ̀rọ̀ báyìí là á sọ fọmọlúàbí nígbà tó bá dénú ẹ̀ tán ni yóò dòdìdì ó ti yá báyìí o tààràtàrà ẹ jẹ́ máa bọ̀ lórí tábìlì ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún tòní ìyá àkọmọlédè bó la tún lọ mo sọ fún yín ṣáájú níbẹ̀rẹ̀ pé nǹkan kan wà àwọn nǹkan kan tó farasin nípa ìran Yorùbá òun la fẹ́ gbé yẹ̀wò lónìí ìdí abájọ tètò ìfiwà náà nú o kó lè mọ là yín lọ́yẹ̀ẹ́ kó lè mọ jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ àwọn nǹkan tí ó tọ́ yẹ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ torí pé ẹ ti mọ̀ pé níbi ẹni báyìí ń làwọn ọmọdé kàwó èjì báyìí làgbààgbà tayò ẹ̀ta bí ẹ̀ta kátara wa lọ́rẹ ni ẹ̀rín bí ẹ̀rín ẹni bá rí ni làárí o àrùn bí àrùn Èdùmàrè mọ̀ ṣe wá lárugún ẹ̀fà bí ẹ̀fà ẹni bá fani mọ́ra ó ṣe tán o ó ṣe kókó ó sì ṣe pàtàkì káwa náà fà mọ́ra èje bí èje àtolúgbọ́n atárẹ̀sà atájèrò wọ́n jọ ṣòro wọ́n kìje ni o èèyàn tó bá ṣe bí èèyàn tó bá ṣe burúkú ẹni tó dalẹ̀ nìkan ni wọ́n pé kì í kìje o ẹjọ́ bí ẹjọ́ èmi mọ̀jọ́ bàbá tó bí mi lọ́mọ torí ọmọ tó bá ti jọ bàbá rẹ̀ ó ti ṣẹlẹ́rìí ìyá rẹ̀ o ẹ̀san bí ẹ̀san ọba jálẹ̀ ó san wá o gbogbo ìgbòkègbodò wa lóòrọ̀ lọ́sàn-án láàjì ní gbogbo ìgbà ní kùtù àì Elédùmarè kó jẹ́ kó já sí bèrè fún àlọ́jọ́ alẹ́ ẹ̀wá bí ẹ̀wá àwárí báyìí lóbìnrin wà nǹkan bẹ o àwárí sì rèé ní adìẹ mọ́ wá kòkòrò ńlẹ̀ bá a ti ń lọ bá a ti ń bọ̀ tá à ń wáre ire láàmọ́ rí o torí pé kò ló bá fẹnu sọlẹ̀ ire ló ń wá àtẹ̀mí àtẹ̀yìn àkàṣà ìríre láṣẹ Elédùmarè ìwúre náà ni wọ́n fi mọ́ ọ lọ sínú kókó ọ̀rọ̀ wa fún tòní kókó ọ̀rọ̀ wa tòní náà ni mo pè ní ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ rí i pé mo kọ́kọ́ fi ìwúre ṣáájú torí kò sí bá a ṣe fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn tá à ní sọ̀rọ̀ ìgbàgbọ́ kò dẹ̀ sí bá a ṣe fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ìgbàgbọ́ tá à ní sọ̀rọ̀ ìwúre torí ní tá a bá gbàgbọ́ nínú rẹ̀ ńlá fi wúre ẹ̀sìn tá a bá ní gbàgbọ́ ńbẹ̀ ńlá ti mọ ṣàdúà tí í ṣe pé mo kọ́kọ́ fi ìwúre yẹn mo fi ṣáájú lórí ètò fún tòní a fẹ́ ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ kí n wá kọ́kọ́ ṣe ìfárà kan fún wa dárí ṣáájú kí àwọn ẹ̀sìn yòókù ò tó dé bóyá àwọn kan ò mọ̀ kí n là á kó yé wa dáadáa pé àwọn ẹ̀sìn bí ẹ̀sìn ìsìláàmù ẹ̀sìn ọmọlẹ́yìn Jésù Kristi kì í ṣe ẹ̀sìn abínibí wa ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá o ṣùgbọ́n kí àwọn ẹ̀sìn wọ̀nyí ó tó dé àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ti ní àwọn ìbọ wọ́n ti ní àwọn ọ̀nà kan tí wọ́n máa ń gbà láti pe Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè kì í ṣe pé Yorùbá ò gbàgbọ́ pé èèyàn kan wà lókè o torí pé wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé ẹnìkan wà lókè ọ̀run lọ́hùn tó dẹ̀ ju gbogbo ayé lọ kódà wọ́n máa ń sọ wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé ojú méjèèjì bọ́lùgì pé kò lè rí ẹni tó wà lọ́run ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n nígbàgbọ́ yẹn nínú ọkàn wọn pé ó wà ń bẹ̀ pé àwọn ò dẹ̀ lè rí ṣùgbọ́n àwọn lè máa sìn látara àwọn ìbọ tàbí òrìṣà kan ẹ wá jẹ́ kí n dánu dúró mo fẹ́ ṣàlàyé tí ń jẹ́ ìbọ àti òrìṣà láàrin yẹn tá bá sọ pé ìbọ àbí òrìṣà kan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ìtumọ̀ tó ní ni pé àwọn ẹni tí òrìṣà dá ìyẹn ni pé ẹ̀dá alààyè ni wọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ìdá tá a dá wọn ó yàtọ̀ sí ti akẹgbẹ́ wọn ó ní Yorùbá fi wá yà wọ́n sọ́tọ̀ pé àwọn ẹni òrìṣà dá ire wọ́n ní àwọn àbùdá kan wọ́n ní àwọn àbímọ́ kan wọ́n lè rí ní tí gbogbo èèyàn ò rí wọ́n lè mọ ní tí gbogbo èèyàn ò bá mọ̀ bí àpẹẹrẹ ní ìsìn wọ́n máa sọ pé Ọ̀rúnmìlà pé Ifá akọ́nilọ́rọ̀ bí ìyẹ̀kan ẹni atóní aláìsùn ọ̀ṣẹ́ ìyẹn ni pé wọ́n rí pé ó lè ṣe nǹkan tí ẹ̀dá alààyè tó kù ò lè ṣe ni wọ́n fi sọ di òrìṣà ṣé wá rí tí ń jẹ́ ìbọ ni pé ohun tí wọ́n ń bu ọ̀wọ̀ fún ẹni tí wọ́n ń bu ọlá fún ẹni tí wọ́n ń péjọ láti kan sára sí ìtumọ̀ ìbọ àbí òrìṣà nìyẹn kì í ṣe pé àwọn òrìṣà yẹn gangan ni Yorùbá gbàgbọ́ o ibi tí mo fẹ́ káàrin yẹn ó ti yé wa nìyẹn torí ẹlòmíà ní àwọn Yorùbá wọ́n ń gbàgbọ́ nínú òrìṣà rárá o kì í ṣe àwọn ẹni òrìṣà yẹn gangan ni wọ́n gbàgbọ́ tàbí pò gangan ni wọ́n gbélékè Olódùmarè bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ àwọn ẹni òrìṣà dá yẹn tí wọ́n gbà pé wọ́n láwọn àbùdá tó yàtọ̀ sí tàwọn òun ni àwọn Yorùbá máa ń lò gẹ́gẹ́ bí alàgàtà gẹ́gẹ́ bí alárinà láàrin àwọn àti Olódùmarè tẹ wá rí àwọn èèyàn wọ̀nyí òun ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ máa wá ń pè ní òrìṣà torí wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé Olódùmarè tó wà lókè yẹn o èèyàn lásán ò lè rojú ẹ̀ èèyàn lásán ò lè bá sọ̀rọ̀ kó gbọ́ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn èèyàn kan wà tí wọ́n lè bá a sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ni wọ́n ń pè ní ẹni tí òrìṣà dá àwa ṣe ìsúnkìsí gbólóhùn yẹn pé òrìṣà irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ìní Ifá tàbí kẹ́ pè ní Ọ̀rúnmìlà nǹkan kan náà la ṣe ń sọ tẹ́ bá sọ pé Ifá òun náà ní jọ́ Ọ̀rúnmìlà ẹ rí i pé níbi tí wọ́n bá gbé ṣe wọ́n á ní àmì àti àpẹẹrẹ tó sàmì rẹ̀ pé Ifá lélẹ̀ tí ó jẹ́ àwòrán rẹ̀ pé Ifá rèé ìdè rẹ̀ á wà ńbẹ̀ ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń lò láti fi mọ nǹkan tẹ́rí pé ojú tó pẹlẹbẹ yẹn ìyẹn ló fi hàn pé ó lè jẹ́ ìyẹ̀rosùn ló fẹ́ fi máa dá Ifá tiẹ̀ ó lè fi máa rí pé tẹ́ bá dọ́dọ̀ babaláwo míì ó lè lo ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ ó lè lo ikin ó lè lo ìyẹ̀rosùn látẹ̀ sí ojú ọpọ́n irú àwọn èèyàn míì tó jẹ́ ẹni oríṣàdá ni Ògún tẹ́rí Ògún yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìtàn ìwáṣẹ̀ wọ́n ní òun gangan ló lànà dé fún wọn délé ayé nígbà tí àwọn irúnmọlẹ̀ mọ́kànléní irinwó ìyẹn àwọn ẹni òrìṣà mọ́kànléní irinwó tí wọ́n ń bọ̀ wá láti òde ọ̀run wọ́n ní Ògún ló ní àdá lọ́wọ́ tó fi àdá yẹn tó fi la ọ̀nà fún wọn ká tó máa tẹ̀ wájú ẹ jẹ́ á lọ kábọ̀ wá. ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan ní àwọn oúnjẹ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bí wọ́n ti wuyì lójú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n sì kún fún adùn àti ìtẹ́lọ́rùn tí kò lẹ́gbẹ́ pàápàá nígbà tí ọbẹ̀ tó dọ́ṣọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹran oríṣiríṣi àti àwọn ẹja bá ń ṣe alábàárìn àwọn oúnjẹ òkèlè bíi ẹ̀bà àbí iyán funfun lẹ́lẹ́ ẹ ó máa gbọ́ àwọn ìpèdè bíi iyán lóúnjẹ ọkà lóògùn àìrí rárá là ń jẹ̀kọ kẹnu ó mọ̀dìlẹ̀ ní ti gúgúrú. ètò akọ́mọlédè ló ń dé sójú ìwòran yín láti iléeṣẹ́ móhùnmáwòrán WSTV ìkànnì 150 channel 190 lórí StarTimes. Folúṣọ́ Ayaolúwagbémiga ìyá ìjọ pèdèpèdè ìyá akọ́mọlédè ló kọ tèmi. Yorùbá dùn púpọ̀, Yorùbá ò lè kú, Yorùbá ò lè parun, tiwa làṣà, tiwa lèdè, tiwa nìṣẹ̀ṣe akọ́mọlédè. Mo kí yín ẹ káàbọ̀ padà tẹ́ bá ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò náà la wà láàrin gbùngbùn rẹ̀ náà la sì já sí yìí ètò akọ́mọlédè náà lẹ́ ń wò lọ́wọ́ níkànnì Western Spring Television. Mo ń ṣàlàyé lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé àwọn ẹni oríṣàdá mo ti sọ nípa Ifá àti àwọn àmì tẹ́ẹ̀rí tẹ́ fi mọ̀ pé ìlànà ẹ̀sìn yẹn nìyẹn gbogbo tí wọ́n sì kó kalẹ̀ yẹn náà ni wọ́n máa ń kó jọ nígbà tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ bọ́. Mo wá ń ṣàlàyé lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé Ògún òun ni ẹni tí wọ́n gbà gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùlànà torí pé òun ló ní àdá òun la gbàgbọ́ pé ó jẹ́ òrìṣà irin òun ló ní àdá lọ́wọ́ lásìkò ìgbà tí wọ́n ń bọ̀ tó la ọ̀nà fún wọn. Ẹlòmíì tún ní Ṣàngó tá a gbàgbọ́ pé ó jẹ́ òrìṣà tó ní agbára àti ìṣàkóso iná. Ṣé àwọn pé mo sọ níbẹ̀rẹ̀ pé nítorí pé àwọn ẹni yẹn wọ́n lè ṣe àwọn nǹkan tó tayọ tó ju ti àwọn ẹlòmíì lọ ni wọ́n fi sọ wọ́n di òrìṣà tí wọ́n fi wò pé ká máa bọ Olódùmarè látara wọn. Ṣé ẹ ti rí báyìí torí ẹ̀ ni wọ́n fi gba Ṣàngó gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni òrìṣà torí pé òṣè rẹ̀ lẹ́rí tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ òṣè yẹn ó jẹ́ àmì àti àṣẹ Ṣàngó. Àwọn tí wọ́n bá jẹ́ ẹlẹ́sìn tí wọ́n tẹ̀lé lànà yẹn ẹ bà ní àkàtà wọn. Ẹlòmíì ní Ọya tẹ́rí Ọya yìí tẹ́ bá ṣe rí Ṣàngó lápá tún báyìí ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ mọ rí Ọya ní ẹ̀gbẹ́ rẹ̀ torí pé Ọya òrìrì Ọya tó rorò jọkọ lọ bí Ṣàngó bá yapa wọn lóko wá pariwo àmọ́ Ọya ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ arúgbó wọn lódò wọn ò sì ní mọ bí ọ̀rọ̀ ti wá oníkálukú á dákẹ́ ẹnu ẹ̀. Ọya tó rorò jọkọ lọ Ọya òrìrì òun jẹ́ abiyamọ ṣùgbọ́n ó jẹ́ abiyamọ tó le tí ìbínú rẹ̀ bá dé Ṣàngó ọkọ rẹ̀ nìkan ló kápá ẹ̀. Òrìṣà mìíràn tí àwọn Yorùbá tún gbàgbọ́ ó ní Ọbàtálá láwọn ìlú kan wọ́n máa ń pè ní òrìṣà ńlá ìyẹn ni pé òun ní òrìṣà tó tóbi ju gbogbo àwọn tó kù lọ torí pé wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé òun ni ẹni tí Olódùmarè fún ní àṣẹ láti ṣe ẹ̀dá èèyàn. Òun náà fi máa ń kọrin níbi ọdún Ọbàtálá pé òrìṣà tó ṣojú tó ṣe mú òrìṣà ní máa sìn òṣàlá òrìṣà ní máa ẹ máa gbọ́ tí wọ́n máa kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe ọdún. Wọ́n gbà pé òun ló ṣe ojú òun ló ṣe mú òun ló ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀yà ara òun ló yọ ara obìnrin bó ṣe yọ ara obìnrin òun ló yọ ara ọkùnrin bí tọkùnrin ṣe rí. Ẹnìkan náà tún wà nínú àwọn ìbọn yẹn tó jẹ́ ẹni oríṣàdá tá a mọ̀ sí Èṣù Láàlú. Màá ṣàlàyé díẹ̀ kan fún wa ń bẹ̀. Tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ gbà ẹlòmíì á sọ pé èṣù ó yàtọ̀ sí ìtumọ̀ tí wọ́n fún Satan àbí Sátánì nínú ẹ̀sìn Islam àti ẹ̀sìn ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristi. Ní ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá Èṣù Láàlú ni ìbọ ni òòṣà kan ni ó lágbára tiẹ̀ ó lété tiẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ òun gangan ni òrìṣà tí Elédùmarè yọ̀ǹda ẹwà owó àti ọmọ fún. Ilé fi máa mọ̀ pé ìyàtọ̀ wà nínú tí wọ́n bá ń sọ pé èṣù nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá àti èṣù tí àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn Islam àbí ẹlẹ́sìn ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristi tí wọ́n sọ ìyàtọ̀ wà nínú rẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n nínú ti ìbílẹ̀ wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé èṣù òun ló ní ìṣàkóso owó torí ẹ̀ béèyàn bá wá owó lọ ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ á fún lówó yẹn o ṣùgbọ́n ó bá fúnni ní fìlà á gba odidi orí padà ó bá fún wọn ní òròmọdìẹ á padà fi gba odidi ewúrẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n òun ló ní àṣẹ owó ẹwà àti kíni o àti ọmọ. Ẹ wá já tẹ̀ wájú báyìí kí wá làwọn nǹkan tó ṣe pàtàkì fún wa láti mọ̀ nínú àwọn ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn orúkọ ìbọn tí mo ti dá Ògún, Ifá, Ọbàtálá, Ṣàngó, Ọya wọ̀nyẹn ó ní àwọn ìlú kọ̀ọ̀kan tí wọ́n ní orúkọ míì tí wọ́n ń pè wọ́n ìlú nìyẹn, ṣùgbọ́n lápapọ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ìta mọ̀ wọ́n sí nìyẹn. Àwọn nǹkan kan wà tó ṣe pàtàkì láti mọ̀ nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ pé ó ya ẹ̀sìn yẹn sọ́tọ̀ sí àwọn ẹ̀sìn tó kù. Àkọ́kọ́ ni ìwà mímọ́. Tẹ́ ẹ bá dé ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ìwà mímọ́ wọn nípọn débi pé látara ìdúró wọn tí wọ́n bá múra rí látòkè délẹ̀ gbogbo àmọ́ tónítóní ni. Ojúbọ ibi tí wọ́n ti ń bọ òrìṣà wọn yẹn láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù báyìí ni wọ́n á ti máa ṣètọ́jú bẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ rí àwọn òrìṣà bíi Ọ̀ṣun, bíi Yemọja tó yẹ pé wọ́n ń lo omi ìdájí kùtù àìnífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀ tákùkọ àkọ́kọ́ bá ti kọ ní ìyálóòṣà ó lọ sí odò. Òun ló gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́kọ́ bu omi lódò yẹn láti fi hàn pé omi odò yẹn ò tí ì dọ̀tí kẹ́ ẹ fi lè mọ̀ pé wọ́n kúndùn ìwà mímọ́. Ohun mìíràn tẹ́ tún máa rí nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ ni nǹkan funfun ó wọ́pọ̀ fún gbogbo wọn. Lẹ́yìn Èṣù àti Ṣàngó nìkan ni ò kí ń fi bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ìsàmì nǹkan funfun yẹn lọ́dọ̀ wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn òòṣà tó kù wọ́n á wọṣọ funfun, wọ́n bá kó èròjà kalẹ̀ nǹkan funfun, ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ funfun ni, iyùn wọn funfun ni, wọ́n á kó gbogbo ẹ̀ kalẹ̀ ní funfun láti máa sàmì sí pé sẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni mímọ́ làwọn. Ẹni mímọ́ làwọn. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹni tó bá wọṣọ funfun ní ìsìn kò lè ṣọ̀bùn? Ẹni bá wọṣọ funfun ò lè dúró telépo torí pé kí ni o, ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà ní mímọ́ tónítóní. Kókó míì tá tún wá gbọ́dọ̀ fọkàn sí nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá ni pé ó ní èèwọ̀. Kí là ń pè ní èèwọ̀? Àwọn nǹkan àìgbọ́dọ̀ ṣe. Èèwọ̀ ní nǹkan tá a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe tó jẹ́ pé téèyàn bá ṣe tó dẹ̀ jà á ojú àárín tí ò fẹ́. Bí àpẹẹrẹ àwọn Ọlọ́bàtálá, àwọn olóòṣà ńlá, ọbẹ̀ àtẹ́ ọbẹ̀ funfun náà máa ń jẹ, aṣọ funfun náà ń wọ̀. Èèwọ̀ wọn ni epo pupa, ẹ̀ lè repo nítòsí wọn. Àkọ́kọ́ náà yóò ba ẹwà aṣọ tán wọ̀ jẹ́. Ètò tún dàbí rẹ̀ ní pé Ọbàtálá fúnra rẹ̀ gan-an kì í jẹ epo, ọbẹ̀ àtẹ́ funfun òun ló máa ń jẹ. Bí Ṣàngó ṣe rorò tóun ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ pajá fún jẹ. Tẹ́ ẹ bá rí ọmọlé oníṣàngó tó bá ti lè sọ fún yín pé n tóun sọ yìí o òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lòun sọ, bẹ́ẹ̀ bá bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́ pajá fún òun jẹ torí pé ó mọ̀ pé èèwọ̀ ni nínú ìran àwọn, èèwọ̀ ni nínú ẹ̀sìn táwọn gbélé wọ́, táwọn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kí ni, wọn gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ ajá. Àwọn nǹkan mímọ́ nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá òun làwọn tí mo ti kà yẹn. Ìmíì tó tún wá ṣe pàtàkì ní ojúbọ. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé mo sọ níbẹ̀rẹ̀ pé àwọn òrìṣà yẹn ibi tí wọ́n ti máa ń pè wọ́n tí wọ́n fi ń rán wọn sí Olódùmarè lókè la mọ̀ sí ojúbọ. Ibi tán yà sọ́tọ̀ ẹ wá rí wọ́n lè gbé e síbẹ̀ lójúbọ yẹn òun lẹ̀ ń wò yẹn ojúbọ. Ètò ẹ̀rí báyìí ojúbọ tèṣù níṣẹ́ rí pé wọ́n ta epo síbẹ̀, òkúta yẹn dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ tó dúró fún òkúta yangí. Òun náà fi máa ń sọ pé oníyangí má bà tèmi jẹ́, èṣù láàlú ògiri òpó. Wọ́n á ta epo yẹn sí lórí. Wọ́n má ti ta epo yẹn sórí ojúbọ èṣù, inú àádùn gbogbo ṣẹ́tẹ́ nìyẹn bá ran alọ̀ rèé ṣe. Àmọ́ tó bá fẹ́ kó bínú wọ́n wá lọ wá àdíẹ̀yan òróró tí wọ́n ṣe látara ẹ̀yìn ọ̀pẹ tí wọ́n yan, wọ́n wá látara èkùrọ́ wọ́n wá fi àdíẹ̀yan síbẹ̀. Tó bá ti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn èṣù á bínú o, á dẹ̀ lọ bá ẹni tí wọ́n rán síjà. Ní ti ojúbọ tògún ẹ ra àwọn nǹkan bíi irin, àdá, ọkọ́, ìmọ̀ ọ̀pẹ. Tẹ́rí màrìwò ọ̀pẹ yẹn ó túmọ̀ sí, ó wà ní oríkì Ògún tí wọ́n máa ń sọ pé Ògún lákàáyé ọ̀sìn mọ́lẹ̀, ó lómi ńlé, ó ń fẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ̀, ó wá láṣọ ńlé, ó ń fi mọ̀kímọ̀ bora. Ilẹ̀ fi rí ìmọ̀ ọ̀pẹ ní ojúbọ Ògún. Ẹ rí irin ń bẹ̀, ẹ rí àdá ń bẹ̀, ẹ rí epo pupa ń bẹ̀ pé kó jọ̀ọ́ o kó má fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwọ̀ wẹ̀ pé kó gba epo. Ó ní ìtumọ̀ gbogbo yẹn. Nítorí tí wọ́n wà ní ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá ni pé wọ́n máa ń ní àkókò ọdún ìbọ òrìṣà láti ìlú kan sí ìlú kan, bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ìlú Ilé-Ifẹ̀ tó jórírun gbogbo Yorùbá tó fi dé gbogbo ibi tí ìran Yorùbá wà, kódà tó fi dé àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè bíi Cuba, bíi Brazil, bíi Amẹ́ríkà, káàkiri àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé tí ọmọ Yorùbá wà wọ́n ní àkókò ọdún wọn. Nílùú Ọ̀yọ́ fún àpẹẹrẹ wọn lásìkò tó máa ń ṣọdún Ṣàngó àgbáyé tí gbogbo èèyàn á péjọ, àwọn ọlọ́dún ẹlẹ́sìn yẹn wá jáde. Àsìkò tó ń ṣọdún Ifá náà àwọn tó nífá wá, àsìkò tó máa ń ṣọdún Ògún wọ́n á lọ sí ojúbọ yẹn, wọ́n á ṣe gbogbo ètò tó yẹ kán ṣe, wọ́n á kó gbìn síbẹ̀, wọ́n á ṣàdúrà, wọ́n á béèrè nǹkan tán bá fẹ́ torí pé wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé á bá wọn jíṣẹ́ fún Olódùmarè. tó lè ṣe gbogbo nǹkan. Ọlọ́bàtálá náà bá ṣọdún, àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ òòṣà rẹ̀, àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ àwòrò ṣàṣà abẹ̀, àwọn náà á lọ sí ojúbọ, wọ́n á bẹ̀bẹ̀ fáwọn aráàlú, wọ́n á ní káwọn èèyàn máa sọ nǹkan tán fẹ́ o, wọ́n máa béèrè o, ẹni wọ́n mọ á béèrè, ẹni wá gbogbo á béèrè, wọ́n á jọ ṣàjọyọ̀, àsìkò ọdún ni, wọ́n á kólù jáde, wọ́n á jó, wọ́n á yọ̀, wọ́n á jẹ, wọ́n á mu, wọ́n á fi ṣàwẹ̀jẹwẹ̀mu pé àsìkò ọdún tó jẹ́ ti ìbọ òrìṣà yẹn làwọn wà. Tẹ̀wárì tó wá kẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ni pé ìṣọ̀kan ó wà nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ìṣọ̀kan yẹn ni pé nígbà tí ẹni tó jẹ́ onífá tó bá ń ṣọdún Ifá tiẹ̀, á pe àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ oníṣàngó, àwọn tó jẹ́ oníṣàngó tó máa ń ṣe tiwọn, á pe àwọn Ọlọ́bàtálá, á ní ẹ wá o, ẹ wá bá wa ṣọdún. Ìṣọ̀kan ó wà nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Mò ń bọ̀ wá. Nínú àwọn ìran àti ẹ̀yà tí ìbejì ti wọ́pọ̀ sí jùlọ lágbàáyé ni ìran Yorùbá jẹ́. Yorùbá sì máa ń ṣàjọyọ̀ àwọn ìbejì gẹ́gẹ́ bí olú ọmọ, pàápàá nínú àwọn ìpèdè tó ń ṣe àfihàn oríkì ìbejì. Ẹ ó máa gbọ́ wíníwíní lójú orogún, èjìwọ̀rọ̀ lójú ìyá ẹ̀, ọ̀bẹ kì í ṣe bẹ́kìṣà, ó bẹ́ sílé alákìísà, ó sa alákìísà donígbaṣọ. Àfijù ọmọ tí gbàdọ̀bálẹ̀ bàbá, ọ̀kan bá bí èjì ló wọlé tọ̀ mí wá. Yorùbá nígbàgbọ́ wípé orúkọ ẹni nìjánu ẹni, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n sì gbàgbọ́ pé orúkọ ọmọ a máa ru ọmọ. Ìdí nìyí tí Yorùbá fi máa ń ronú jinlẹ̀ kí wọ́n tó sọmọ lórúkọ. Ètò akọ́mọlédè ló ń dé sójú ìwòran yín láti iléeṣẹ́ móhùnmáwòrán WSTV ìkànnì 150 channel 190 lórí StarTimes. Folúṣọ́ Ayaolúwagbémiga, ìyá ìjọ pèdèpèdè, ìyá akọ́mọlédè ló kọ tèmi. Yorùbá dùn púpọ̀, Yorùbá ò lè kú, Yorùbá ò lè parun. Tiwa làṣà, tiwa lèdè, tiwa nìṣẹ̀ṣe akọ́mọlédè. Mo kí yín ẹ káàbọ̀ padà lórí ètò akọ́mọlédè náà láṣẹ wà. Western Spring Television rèé kan ní àádọ́wà lórí StarTimes. Tó bá sì jẹ́ pé àwọn ojú òpó ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ lẹ́yìn tí ń tẹ̀lé wa, gbogbo ẹ̀ náà kò burú kò bàjẹ́, omi ẹ̀kọ́ ara ẹ̀kọ́ náà ni ẹ ṣe. Lórí ètò lónìí mo ti ṣàlàyé kí n ṣe ìfárà fún wa torí àìbámọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ohun tí mò ń sọ ká tó lọ fún ìdánidúró yẹn ni pé ìṣọ̀kan ó wà nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Tẹ́ bá wá gbé yẹ̀wò sí àwọn ẹ̀sìn yòókù, ẹ rí i pé ẹ lè sọ pé sàdánkátà o fún ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ Yorùbá torí pé wọn kì í ṣe ẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà. Ìyàtọ̀ tó kàn wá ń bẹ̀ ni pé ẹ̀sìn kankan ló ti mọ èèwọ̀ wọn, wọ́n mọ ìṣe ara wọn. Tí ẹni tó bá wá jẹ́ oníṣàngó ní ìsìn tó bá lọ kí ẹni tó jẹ́ Ọlọ́bàtálá, kò wá ní débẹ̀ kí wọ́n pajá fún jẹ torí wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé ìwọ rẹ̀ ni.
Every of the fun and happenings around you. Yup, we've got you covered because your girl got all the juiciest tidbits and entertainment news from around the world. Cross over to the chocolatey side of entertainment. Join me, Chocolate Cassie, on Eccentric as we take you into every bit of the juiciest news, fashion, music, movie updates, and other trending conversations. Together on the show, we'll get personal with your favorite celebrities via phone call, Zoom, or even live here in the studio. Eccentric will be shown on your TV screen on Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on StarTimes.
Here are 5 amazing fun facts I bet you never knew about Christianity.
Number 1, there are over 2.4 billion Christians worldwide.
Amazing fun fact number 2. The Bible is one of the best-selling books of all time, with more than 100 million copies sold every year.
Most Christians believe in heaven and hell.
The Bible is the most translated book in the world, with more than 3,000 languages.
Amazing fun fact number 5. Most Christians throw science out of the window without realizing that most scientists are Christians. Hello, I am Pastor Steve Akinwumi.
And I am Dr. Adeoye Oyewole.
Join us as we highlight and discuss day-to-day issues pertaining to the day-to-day living of every Christian.
Issues in Christendom shows every Sunday on Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on StarTimes.
Our pangolins are in crisis. They need our help. Hundreds of pangolins are killed for their meat and scales every year. If we continue this route, tell your family and friends to say no to taking from pangolins, because protecting nature protects us all.
The state of Ademola Adeleke has left no one in doubt about how to commit to the overall development of the state. The footprints of its transitive genders span through education, transportation, health, staff welfare, social infrastructure, among others. Links updates, a weekly diary on Rave 90.7 FM and Western Spring Television, channel 190 StarTimes DTT, will extract Governor Adeleke's development agenda for your listening and viewing pleasure. From the bustling market to innovative agricultural initiatives, from the testimonies of civil servants and retirees to the cheers of artisans, our state of the Cuban Governor Adeleke's administration is driving.
You know what they say about different strokes for different folks that exactly describe the behind the scene, or what we were talking about before we came on air. That's life, actually. Some call it variety, you know, but some call it just stay with whatever you're comfortable with, but then achieve to aim higher in whatever endeavor. Femi Ojo is my name, and I welcome you to Morning Spring today on Western Spring Television, where you see us beaming with smiles. You know, sometimes joke, humor, comic content are good, but then don't be the joke of the joke, if you understand what I'm saying. Good morning, Evelyn.
Good morning.
Yeah, very well.
Good morning, people. Welcome on board. It's another edition of Morning Spring, and we are super delighted to have you on board. It's the 12th day in the month of November 2024. Poco, moving to the end of November, and of course to the end of the year. My name is Evelyn Ohiola, welcoming you on board to this special edition. It's special because you are special viewer right there watching us right.
And that is exactly who you are, the VIP. Without them, there's no reason for us to do this.
Exactly.
Either terrestrially or, you know, online. And talking about you checking us out online, you can do that via Facebook, Instagram, and X pages and handles, all at Western Spring Television, especially our YouTube channel at Western Spring TV. We are ready. And if you are, yes, we are as well. We take this quick break. We'll be back. All right, stuff of God is going to be quick this morning because we have a long way to go on the program. The Guardian, healthcare and life support as hospitals buckle under power crises. You know, UCH at least easily comes to mind. And here you have the riders or pictures of different hospitals. Hospitals spend over 60 million monthly on diesel, transfer cost to patients. Really? And then not at this time at all. And you have some hospitals here, University of the Nigeria Teaching Hospital, that's in Unsuka, Lagos, University Teaching Hospital, and University College Hospital, UCH in Ibadan. And, many hospitals, caught in that particular web and the burden of a high cost of power and which they have transferred, according to The Guardian, to their patients. Healthcare and life support as hospitals buckle under power crisis, with a rider up to 20% fee increase as energy costs strain budgets. Staff resort to phone flashlight amid surgery delays. And here, disrupted clinic schedules. Hospitals seek prioritization by electricity distributors due to life-saving services. And here, yes, but then hospitals are not put together to solely for gain making, for making of benefit, profit and all the rest. I understand there are ventures, the operation must be kept running, but when the management of the hospital decide to transfer the cost to the patient just because they cannot afford it, where does this put the lives of the people who are struggling at the moment? That's a conversation that we should have. And coalition decries new terror group. Shekarau flays intelligence failure. We will look into that very shortly. And Third Front court raise fears of tuition hikes despite student loan relief. And unsold goods hit 1.24 trillion naira, up by over 350% in 6 months. That means goods are available at warehouses, at stores, at shops, and people are not buying. And you know why? Nobody needs to say that. Marketers, Dangote settle rift on fear lifting as NNPCL claims non-indebtedness. That's good. ICPC advocates asset tracking to combat illicit financial flow. Quite a very detailed one on the front page of The Guardian. Tinubu seeks end to Gaza war, support to state solution, and NDIC begins liquidation of defunct Heritage Bank asset. And Democrats, Aregbesola differ on return to parliamentary system. That will be all from The Guardian.
And from The Guardian newspaper this morning, we head on to The Punch newspaper. On The Punch newspaper, petrol pump price may drop as Dangote marketers sign deal with rider. Marketers to begin loading at refinery. NNPCL ends 24 trillion naira annual fuel import, patronizes Dangote. The front page of The Punch newspaper this morning is giving hope, and that is what people really want to hear, that they would pay lesser, they would pay lesser for petrol. People just want to go past all the grammar and all the back and forth of accusations and counter accusations. Can you tell us if we're going to be buying petrol, at a lesser price or at a more price? That's what people want to know. But it's good that we hear that we might really have a petrol pump price drop. Away from that, Tinubu, Sanwo-Olu, Abiodun, former governors, Lord Bakare at 70. All right, congratulations to Pastor Bakare. U.S. places $25,000 bounty on fleeing Nigerian on murder trial. $25,000 bounty. Well, away from that, Obaseki hands over to Okpebolo today, pardons 10 inmates. And, Femi, there have been some drama, build up to this, handover day, transition day of APC accusing the Governor Obaseki-led administration of embezzling money. Also, they're saying he ran away. He's not in Edo State. He's not going to attend the inauguration. Obaseki replied, "You did not invite me for the inauguration." And there are people that say, "I don't go to parties I'm not invited."
I tell you.
But whether or not the incumbent is around, definitely the handing over process will still go on. We do not know if he would be around today, but then
said he hasn't been invited.
We see probably an angel might minister.
Should it not be a convention that you are there?
You're there.
If you choose to stay out, fine. But then it's a transition.
Yeah.
And I wonder the kind of politics you are doing. You have lost. You've lost. You are seeking redress. The party is seeking redress at the court. So go on with process. It doesn't have to be, you have not invited me. Oh, why we didn't invite him? Oh, he has run away. Well, we move.
All right. Top corner this morning. Ondo governorship poll, parties perfect vote buying plans. Candidates may step down. Who are the candidates that may step down? Get onto the Punch newspaper this morning, page 2, and read for yourself. FG spent 19 billion naira on presidential planes in 15 months. This according to a report. 15 months is still within the administration, within the time that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took over the reins of power in May 2023. And we hear that 19 billion naira have been spent on presidential plane. This is also an administration that is urging citizens to tighten their belt, to podcast, to persevere. Things will get better. But we are not seeing that with those who are leading. It's a lead by example. Yeah. It seems our leaders are not leading by example. And lastly, from the Punch newspaper this morning, minimum wage earners exempt from payee. This is a cut into tax panel. And that will be all from the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. And of course, for the newspaper review segment, it's a short one, but of course, we've been able to cover some stories. We go for this breather. When we come back, we would speak to issues affecting us as a people, speaking to insecurity, especially in the northwestern region of Nigeria. There is the emergence of a new terrorist group, Lukarawa, they call themselves. What is this group all about? What should the security agencies be doing at this time? Why should the president not sleep with his two eyes closed? We would have that conversation right after this break. Do not go anywhere.
Evelyn Ohiole, King Eve. How are you today?
I'm good, I'm fine, I'm alive.
I really feel like she's not giving the right answer to the question. When one asks you, how are you? And you said, you're saying, I'm alive. It's very annoying, seriously. How are you? I'm fine. I feel I'm fine would be the right answer instead of I'm alive. Not that I asked you if you're dead before.
Go and check all these 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, everybody, they are extraordinarily sexually active.
I feel is being unnecessarily hyper when it comes to the issue of sex, because we talk about other topics and he feels so reserved. He really doesn't have anything much to say when it comes to other stuff. But when it's the issue of sex, I believe he's being unnecessarily hyper. That's when I have to pick an issue with him. I mean, it's just been unnecessarily there when we're talking about sex. Just like a child, his mom just got him his favorite chocolate or ice cream, very happy, doing as though if he doesn't have sex for a day, he's going to die.
When it comes to finance, women also support their husbands financially. You need me emotionally. You need me spiritually.
Cassie is an amazing person, but what the too much that I need you spiritually, I need you mentally. I can get these things anywhere with money. If you go by the topic was, who does marriage favors the most? I know how many jobless women they marry every Saturday. They are saying it favors you, Are they vague so?
Growing up, when I was in the world, we've heard of
Who are you now?
Well, MC Too Much said, he likes saying when I was in the world. And the last time I checked, but it looks a bit innocent, facially, but deep down, is he actually out of this world? We're all in the world now. As long as you're alive, you're in the world. So MC too much I beg when you talk about that. I don't want to hear that. Next time you talk about like it's always.
I think they have a problem with you saying ladies are champion, and that's the problem. Always trying to attach so much importance to that gender.
It's giving insecurity, it's giving low self-esteem, it's giving a blatant display of egoism. Because at the end of the day, a man who is secured in his words, a man who is confident of who he is, will not really be disturbed as to whether women are being referred to as champions or not. I mean, at the end of the day, Joseph's a really great guy, but whether he likes it or not, women are champions.
I am just too funny, and I have superpowers to bring extinct animals back to life. Okay, that's not true. But I do have the voice to save our remaining wildlife. We have only 400 elephants and 100 gorillas left. We can't afford to lose even a single one anymore. So let's work together to protect our natural heritage. Tell your family and friends not to buy illegal bushmeats like pangolins and crocodiles, because poaching steals from us all.
Welcome back. And the situation as assistance about charity, or what some might say is insecurity. And it's not entirely new actually, but it's taking a very dangerous dimension, especially when you are trying to quell the ones we have on our hands, the challenges posed by bandits, terrorists, different groups, wrecking havoc, abducting people, killing, attacking military formations, and just appearing to be roaming free in different parts of the country. Of course, but let's state it here that security or insecurity is not just a Nigerian thing. It's a global phenomenon. But when the dimension is looking like the criminals are overrunning states and they are just having a field day, in spite of the military coming to say we'll neutralize this number, this figure at some particular point in time, it seems the number is increasing. And now when you hear, has been confirmed by the Defense Headquarters, that we have, another group called the Lakurawas, especially the northwestern part of the country. We allow you to see a video in which the military talked about this at the right time. But then, just to put a context there, the military high command has confirmed the presence of a new terrorist group known as the Lakurawas. Some are calling them Lakurawas as well, in Sokoto and Kebbi State. Sokoto and Kebbi State are in the northwestern part of the country, which he says has been exacerbating the security challenges in the north. And this was confirmed by General Edward Buba, the director of Defense Media Operation, who's disclosed this at a press briefing at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja last week. And he said the terrorists have since been kept at bay by the joint security forces. But then the news we are hearing was, as of last week, almost like 15 persons have been killed by these bandits in Sokoto and Kebbi, which used to be relatively peaceful. Because we're not talking about Borno or Yobe or Kaduna here. Sokoto, the seat of the caliphate, and the Kebbi State down to Zamfara. And these are some of the things we are seeing at this time as well. And, just because of time, General Edward Buba, if actually the clip is ready, we'll play it. He talked about that when these persons came in, they came in a friendly manner, and they are an offshoot, of the coup in Niger. And so they came in through our borders, and the Nigerian people at that end opened up to them. They were warm with them, and the indoctrination started, and the people, didn't really get to speak up. But, let me just allow you to watch this video, and then we'll come to our guest.
In the Northwest, this sect is known as Lakurawa. The Lakurawas are affiliated to terrorists from the Sahel, particularly from Mali and Niger republics. They began incursion into northwestern part of Nigeria, namely Sokoto and Kebbi states. And like I mentioned, they came in from Niger and the Mali axis. Now, why are we seeing this at this time? This came as a result of the coup that took place in Niger Republic. Prior to the coup, we had joint border operations with Nigerian security forces, which kept these terrorists at bay. Now, when that coup took place and there was a breakdown of cooperation between both countries, the terrorists took advantage of the gaps in cooperation and made incursions into northwest Nigeria. They exploited the difficult terrains and made incursions into remote areas in our northwestern states. And when they came in, they started spreading their ideology. Now the issue is, when they came in, did the people see them? They saw them. What did they do? They embraced them rather than report them. And what has that resulted to? The people saw them as friends.
All right, that was Major General Edward Buba, the Defense Headquarters spokesperson. And we are being joined this morning to shed more light and to give us a perspective of what we have on our hands. Reverend Father Dr. Anthony Adebayo, he's a scholar and, of course, a security analyst. Thank you, Reverend Father, for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Very quickly, what do you say? I'm sure you followed the story and you've just listened, to that excerpt of the briefing by General Buba. They have said so many things. They came in through this way, the people weren't talking, all of these things. What do you make of it?
Well, thank you. What I make of the speech by General Buba is just trying to pass the buck. Just trying to pass the buck so that you can blame the people. You understand my point? So I think he's not being sincere with the truth. That's just it. He was talking about, I will take two things out of what he has said. Number one, he was talking about, three things rather. He was talking about the fact that this group came in as a result of the coup in Niger. I think I'm correct. Instead of the coup in Niger.
Yeah, Niger and Mali.
That's why they came in. Mali. But the truth is that this group has been around since 2018. So it's not because of the coup. The coup may have aggravated things and make a joint security between those nations more difficult. But that they came here as a result of it. When was the coup? Was last year also. That group has been there in 2018. That's the first thing. All right. Then the second thing is that you now start blaming the people. The people embrace them. They didn't report to the authorities and all that. For me, I think the military, the security agencies are trying to pass the buck and blame the people. You understand with me that in every local government, no matter how rural that place is, there must be a local government there. All right. And in that local government, you have DSS people. You have DSS. In every local government, you have police. You have DPO. You have police posts. You have police stations. In every local government, you also have civil defense. Are you following me, sir?
Yes.
So now, if you're having all these security agencies, a plethora of them in every local government, and then strangers are coming into town, and then they are relating with the people, and you are saying the people did not come to report. If people did not come to report, what are your men doing on ground? What are they doing? The essence of security agencies is that they need to be proactive. That okay, we saw people that are not ordinary part of this place. Who are they? You profile them. Because people these days don't actually trust security agents to go and give them information. Because when Boko Haram was ravaging so much, if you go to give them information, Boko Haram will come back later to your house to come and attack you because they will say you are the one that gave information. So everybody is careful to be the one that will be the informant of the police or informant of the military. But having said that, what is the DSS doing in those local governments? 2 states, Kebbi and Sokoto states. So what are the DSS people doing? There are divisional police stations there. There are police posts there. There are police stations there. What are they doing? Are they going to say since 2018 they saw nobody, they saw nothing? That cannot be true. That can't be true. Then another thing I want to take out of what he has said, the third thing is that he said the difficult terrains, which is true. I agree with him on that. Because of the large border, this thing and all that, the terrain may be difficult. But the issue is that those bandits, those guys, they come to town, do what they need to do, and go back. They have been collecting taxes. They have been rustling cows. They have been. If you want to go to your farm, you pay them, and that has been on. And then you say they do so. They don't actually stay in the border all the time. They come to town, strike, and go back. So if you are serious as a military country, as a military outfit, as a security outfit, there's a way you can. When they come, you go and go. There's a place they pass. There's a place. There's a place they normally pass. There's a road they normally pass. All right. Why not set to town that if you want to catch thieves, go and disguise as a thief. Okay, may go and join the people. May even go and be among the victims.
Yeah.
So I will use that to understand what is going on.
Yeah,
so
Dr. Adebayo.
All right.
Yes, because of time. Now, one would want to say, what exactly is the ideology of these criminals right now? Because when Boko Haram came, you could deduct in their name, Boko is Haram. It's Western education is forbidden, even though they've done beyond that. But for these ones now, because there are some residents in Sokoto State who said they came in as headers, and that these are what we have on our hands. And a security expert again has said these guys are not just ragtags. Yes, they might have came in different guys, but they are now using drone to even monitor the activities of the military and the people. So we can't just discard them as ragtag. But the question is, what do they want? What's the ideology?
Okay, I agree with you that they're not ragtag groups. Terrorism is an organized network, very organized. And this Lukarawa is very organized. They are from Niger, Mali, Libya, and all that. So they are used to warfare. But one thing we need to know is that from what General Uba said, I also want to take us back there. The last thing I'm going to say about his talk, if you don't mind, is that they came in as this and that, as friends, as elders, and all that. I believe by now, security agencies in Nigeria should have known that terrorism has the same objective, the same goal, and that is subjugation, nothing more than that. The subjugation may now take different manifestations. Boko Haram said Western education is a sin, is haram. What Boko Haram is trying to do is that it wants to take over territories. At a point they hosted their flags in places. So when Boko Haram came in, what Boko Haram did was that it used Western education as an excuse, all right? And when they use that as an excuse, people were able to understand with them. So they came as Islamists. They came as people fighting for Islam. They came as people fighting for, they came like Puritans, that Western education has corrupted Islam. So we must rescue Islam. We must put Islam on this right track. And because of that, many people accepted Boko Haram ideology, not knowing that what Boko Haram wanted to do was just to conquer territories, and they hoisted their flags in so many local governments in Borno and all those Yobe states and some other states like that. So now, and that has been the ideology of every terrorist group all over the world. They all have the same methodology. Subjugation. They all have the same strategy. Come in as good people, relate with people, and then when you are well entrenched in the midst of people, you bring out your fangs, you bring out your real self. What Lukarawa people have done also is the same thing. All right, Lukarawa came in as rescuers, as sympathizers, as messiahs of the people. The bandits were always attacking those areas, taking their cows and all that. So when these Lukarawa guys came, they were so to say seen as fighting the bandits on the people's behalf. Are you following me, sir? Yeah. So because of that, people were able to welcome them. People were able to relate with them, even though they are complete strangers. They are not even Nigerians. So now they were able to get into the people using that methodology. Just like Boko Haram also came in through Western education. It's a sin ideology, a methodology rather. So whenever you look at any terrorist group, they always have this excuse of letting people accept them, and then when you finish accepting them, they come out with their real self. Don't forget how Hezbollah came in and conquered Lebanon. Hezbollah leader is more powerful than the president of Lebanon. Hezbollah came into Lebanon, it's it's an Iran proxy group. Iran is the one funding them. And then when they came as trying to purify Islam. So many Muslims in Lebanon accepted Hezbollah whole and entire. But now we can see what Hezbollah has done to them. Hezbollah is more powerful than their military, if not that Israel is now trying to blast them now. So Hezbollah came in as trying to purify Islam that other influence in Lebanon has tried to distort. So that's the way they all come in. That's the way they all come in every time. It's just the same thing. Boko Haram came with book ideology. These guys came as a fighter for the bar against the bandits. The same way. So there's nothing new. There's no difference. Look at Bakurawa is still the same thing. Well, they are still the same terrorists.
All right, Father. Now, you mentioned that this group came in as rescuers, the deliverers of the people, yes, to fight bandits. Now, according to reports, they are now in connivance with the bandits, terrorizing the people. Yes. And, what General Buba said earlier, saying the people welcomed them. They might have welcomed them because they thought these are our friends who helped us chase out the bandits. Now, my question is, shouldn't the army really be ashamed of itself that a group came into the country, a group from another country came into the country to help your own people fight against bandits? That was in the year 2018. Then they made a return again, in 2023 thereabout, and settled down in the location. And now they are passing, the blame to the people, saying they welcomed them. Shouldn't the army really be ashamed of itself in all of this?
Yeah, that's what I've said. Not only the army, the DSS. They should start running after Yahoo boys. The DSS, the police. They are failed in their duty. All of them are failed. You cannot. I really agree with you. The point you brought out that all people from other countries came and they rescued your people from bandits, and you could not do anything. So what is wrong with the terrain that those ones can pass and you cannot pass? That's what is wrong with. Are you saying you have no way of getting to the people to save them from bandits? And then terrorists are able to get their way to the people and save them from bandits. So blaming the people is very wrong, like I first said. Very, very wrong. If you have failed in your own duty, don't blame the people. Don't blame them. So people saw them as unlike.
So do you think that there may be a hand of some top guys in the emergence of this new group? It is often said that if insecurity lasts more than 24 hours in a location, then you need to start asking your leaders some questions. The Lukarawa group has been in the northwestern region since 2023, and it seems the army are handicapped on where to go and what to do.
Just finding out.
Exactly. So, do you consider this new group as some money-making venture for some top or big guys?
Well, I will not subscribe to that. That is a money-making venture for some groups in Nigeria. But though I will not rule out the fact that some big guys, especially religious leaders, may be involved, and political leaders may be involved, and trying to also use them for election. You never can tell all these things. But the basic thing is that these guys are not even Nigerians, so they have their own links. They have their own leaders somewhere else. It's just that they may use some people to come in and then make them promises that, okay, when things are going on, when the military want to discharge, you tell us where they are passing, you tell us what they are doing. And I agree that you may have some hand, but basically, the hegemonic ideology of terrorist groups is that they want to conquer territories. And if they are going to conquer territories, they don't look back. They are affiliated to different groups. The Houthis, this and all that. So, but I will agree with you to a large extent that, well, you may have some co-conspirators among Nigerians, but that is a money-making thing for some people here. I wouldn't really want to subscribe much to that. But the conquer of territories by terrorists themselves is what actually holds sway here, and that is the way they all behave all over the world.
All right.
Terrorism is the same.
Okay.
It's the same.
All right. We have to wrap up this conversation further. And I'd like to ask you, what should the Chief of Army Staff, the Acting Chief of Army Staff, Major General Olufemi Oluyede, be doing at this time? He just got into this position, and it seems he has a big challenge waiting for him already. So what do we heard in the news that he visited Sokoto and to, inspect and also speak with the locals. But what do you think he should be doing at this time? Kinetic or non-kinetic? Which way do you think he should go?
Well, before I get to General Buba, I will first of all want to talk about defense minister. I don't know why President Tinubu appointed Matawale as defense minister. I don't know. Because up till now, when he was governor of Zamfara State, the bandits were ravaging his state almost every day. So somebody who cannot protect a state, you now make him defense minister of a whole country. What is he coming to do? Somebody cannot protect a state. You are bringing him to come and protect a whole nation. So I don't know how Tinubu thinks and what he thought is what he's doing. I don't know. Then coming to the general, what I would think he should do is that the best way to do to terrorists is cut them off from supplies. Cut them off. You have spoken with the locals. Even when you have failed in your duty, you have spoken with the locals. The locals have told you where they normally come from. Are you with me?
Yes.
The locals have told you where they normally, because anybody coming to a place must have a place that the person is passing through. Even if the person is flying, there must be a route. Aeroplanes don't just fly anyhow. There's a navigation, there's a route that they fly. Even aeroplane. So if they have been coming and going, rustling cows and going, there's a place they pass. Station your people around that place. Cut them off. Where they are going between the people and the band and the terrorists. Situate your people there. Let them stay there. Not that it is when they strike, you now go and bring your people from a soldier from state capital. And then let's start going. No, it doesn't work. And in some of these local areas, there may not even be network for GSM, for phone. So station your people, give them gadgets that can talk, so that they can come for backup there is need. Station them, cut them off. That's the first thing about it. But look at what Israel is doing. Look at what Israel is doing to Hamas and what they are doing to Hezbollah. It's not rocket science. The bandits, the terrorists are not invisible. They are not spirits. Cut them off. Between where they pass to get to the people, go and station people there. Not that your people are 10 kilometers away. When there's an attack, you now start coming down. Before you come there, the bandits, they have gone away.
Yeah,
that's just it.
Yeah, yes. Thank you for that beautiful solution. But in 30 seconds, I just want to because our topic this morning was looking from the point of intelligence, and you have confirmed through your submission there's a failure of intelligence actually, and the military passing the buck to the people. In fact, according to Human Angle, their platform who talk about security, they said the locals in the communities who saw the deadly fire powered the group possessed, described them as extremely dangerous. Now they said one Shehu Makeri, one of the deposed monarchs in Tangaza, told Human Angle that the first time they suspect, this was the guy, let me quote him, the first time we suspected Lakurawa's fearful movement and infiltration of the group from Mali and Libya into our area, we told the government and the security authorities about the situation. The Lakurawas imposed laws on our communities and lured us with protection against bandits and attacks, and they have told them to pay zakat and all of these things. So it's not just a day, and they are spread across local government. At least they are in Tangaza, Gudu, Silami, and many other places like that. And you spoke about the defense ministry.
Let me add this to you to the matter. They are so visible that they are even encouraging you to join them by giving them 1 million. So it's not a secret. It's not a secret. What's the military now saying? I'm listening to you, sir.
Yes, you have gotten to the point I was trying to make. Just on a final note, now this is just about the Lakurawas, and they are already shown, you said it, they are very visible. It's not like they are ants or they are eating somewhere. They are so pronounced that we can see. And you have talked about the defense ministry and some ministers that are still being kept. At what point do we think will come out as a serious nation? Father, if you understand what I'm saying, that will take ourselves, our people, our modus operandi serious. Because for the defense headquarters, we are not talking about one police station somewhere. Defense headquarters to be coming out and say it's because the people have not been talking. When do we get serious?
It's just, in fact, whoever said that the man should cover his eyes in shame, that people are not coming. People who have been collecting paying 1 million to people to come. People who are in different local governments, you say people are not coming. What are you doing? Don't you have your personnel? Why? If you see the budget of security in Nigeria, it's more than the budget of education, health, road, everything combined. What are you doing with all those money? DSS is there. They are busy running after Yahoo boys. So it's for what you have said is correct. We are not serious yet. That's just it. Israel has shown seriousness. The terrorists are not ghosts, are not invisible. Now, to answer your question directly, if President Tinubu is serious about this nation, he should begin to look seriously into security. Don't forget that this is only Lakurawa. Other ones are operating freely. So I don't know why they're only talking about that. That one just came in. What are the ones on ground that have been operating till now? What are those ones? Why food is expensive now is because many farmers cannot go to farm in the north. So all those things they used to bring from the north, bandits have taken over. So for me, Tinubu should just look at it and say, come, and give them matching orders.
All right.
And you should even sanction the person who is trying to blame the people.
All right.
Am I the one collecting the budget money for security? And now there's no food. Food is expensive.
Adebayo, is a scholar. I want to sincerely thank your security expert and analyst for your time. In spite of your busy schedule, I must put that there. You made time for us this morning. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you.
All right. And that will be the first leg of the conversation. When intelligence, when duties, responsibilities are shifted to the people, Evelyn, and they are the people who are suffering the thing, even when they are not forthcoming. Where's intelligence in all of these? When it's time to go for a protest against the government, all of a sudden the intelligence antenna will be raised. But then we keep asking these questions because Nigeria must prevail. We'll take this quick break. And when we return, we turn to education, the bedrock of any serious society. We'll be back.
our music is gaining power. But in our cities, and they are still use traditional music. Our culture to protect our music. Let us say no to illegal bullshit because protection protects us all.
It's a wild, wild west, and Western Television is putting out all the stuff to make sure that you don't miss out on every of the fun and happenings around here. Yup, we've got you covered because your girls got all the juiciest tidbits and entertainment news from around the world. Cross over to the chocolatey side of entertainment. Join me, Chocolate Cassie, on Eccentric as we take you into every bit of the juiciest news, fashion, music, movie updates, and other trending conversations. Together on the show, we'll get personal with your favorite celebrities via phone call, Zoom, or even live here in the studio. Eccentric will be shown on your TV screen on Western Spring Television, channel 190.
The Ashanti State government commenced teachers' recruitment exercise to fill the deficits in many government schools. Since then, there has been a number of screening processes conducted by the state government. In September, the Commissioner for Education, Dipo Eluwole, said this set of 5,000 new teachers would resume academic activities with the students. But this is November, and this set of new teachers are yet to resume.
By the grace of God, new teachers will resume with the pupils come 2 weeks this time. By next week, there's going to be interview. We will be hearing it on radio as from Wednesday. So the state has been zoned.
Many government schools like this, especially those in the rural areas, are suffering for the tardiness of the state government in the recruitment process. In some of the schools that we visited, the students complain of not having basic subject teachers like mathematics, English, biology, among other subjects. We also saw cases of schools having about 5, 6, or 9 teachers taking a whole secondary school. This is the situation in many government schools.
Mrs. Shakirat has 2 children in government-owned secondary schools who often greet her with lamentations of insufficient teachers while returning from their schools. One of our kids who will be sitting for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination was, as the pandemic, no thanks deficit offers. A mathematics and mathematics teacher for 3 years now.
Ó máa complain tó bí 3 years báyìí. Láti máa complain pé àwọn ò ní teacher. Ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run kí wọ́n ràn wá lọ́wọ́, kí wọ́n sì jọ àánú wò wá o. Alágbára àti kó ọmọ sí public ló jẹ́ ká fi wọ́n sí lọ́jà, alágbára àti pé ọmọ lọ sí public ló jẹ́ ká wọn kó wọn lọ sí private. Àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n wà ní school wọn ní àwọn teacher. Àwọn míì fẹ́ ṣe WAEC lọ́dún yìí tó ṣe pé kò teacher fún wọn bí mathematics àti physics. Tí wọn bá ní àwọn nǹkan yẹn báwo ni wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ pass nínú ìṣàmù tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ẹjọ́ ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ mi tó fẹ́ ṣe WAEC lọ́dún yìí ó wà nù wọn ó mọ̀ ń complain èyí tó wà ti wà ní SS1 náà nísìnyí àwọn náà mọ̀ ń complain ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí ẹni máa gba tíṣà láti oṣù kẹta yẹn wọ́n wá láwọn ọmọ bá wọn àwọn tíṣà tí wọ́n fẹ́ gbà wọ́n bá wọlé ní oṣù kẹsàn-án wọn àti ìwọlé nísìnyí o.
In some of the schools visited by Western Spring Television outside the state capital, some secondary schools, mostly in rural communities, have just 5, 7, or 9 teachers for over 15 subjects. A total of 5 teachers, including the principal, who managed to teach students in Egbedi High School, Egbedare local government area, have been worn out, as the PTA chairman of the school, Adeyemi Ajayi, asked government to prioritize the school in the recruitment process. Mr. Ajayi, who also volunteers to teach the students in the school, says the deficit discourages the students from their education pursuit.
There is no enough teacher. We are teaching, we depend on corpus and the little teachers sent to the community, 5 of them, including the principal. We lack teachers on mathematics, English, physics, chemistry, biology, and Greek. So we are expecting the government to consider our school first.
This has been the trend in many government schools, but hopes have been resuscitated since the announcement of teachers' recruitment by the state government, with calls for schools in rural communities.
Education, the bedrock of development in any sane society, as you watched in that report. Osun State is lacking in teachers, especially for public schools. There were reports of an announcement of recruitment of teachers in March, and these teachers were supposed to resume students in September, but this is November, and the students are yet to give their teacher for any schools. We have a reduced number of teachers, 7 teachers taking 15 subjects, and students teachers for as mathematics and for the mathematics. To help us in June, to be having a occasion, is the Senior Assistant Secretary General, Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, and the Secretary, Nigeria Union of Teachers, Osun State Wing. We have with us Comrade Akiade Ojo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. You're welcome.
All right, so let's just get right into it. You are a member of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, so I'll just like to ask, what's the situation like for members, and before we go proper into the top discussion?
Well, thank you. As far as this is concerned, the decision of Nigeria, that's where we find ourselves presently, but things are not so rosy with us.